been a minute, and I've been trying to keep up on some of the social media posts.
Yeah.
Dude, there's some days recently where I'm like, I can't be on social media, and it's weird. Like, I just haven't had time because I'm working on somebody else's social media or whatever, or out doing whatever it is. You know,
I guess that's probably harder for you when you do it all day long. You know, that's part of your main gig is like social media stuff. I could get that.
It's almost like you doing like remodeling construction all day and then having to go home and do it again. You're like, I don't mind doing it for myself. I still enjoy it, but like, it's 8:00. I can't get to this project in my
100%.
Bathroom.
Run into that all the time.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that's hilarious. All right, so cool. So yeah, it's been a minute since we talked. So you're working on that. You launched a new workout gym platform. What was that? Nutrition stuff? Or?
Personal training. So it's personal training along with the clothing brand. But the personal training is not just like I'm going to send you workouts and a meal plan and here you go, do your thing. I mean, what we're doing is we're building like a premium product here, and it's if you sign up with me, you're getting blood work, you're getting all your supplements included, you're getting your workouts, you're getting a community with other people in the group already. You know, this is an all-inclusive thing that like I'm not just trying to like halfway make your health better. Like if you're signing up with me, we're taking this to where you need to be to operate effectively. You know, specifically as like business owners and other people like that need to operate at a higher level all the time.
Hopefully that helps.
That's fun. I don't know if it'll help or not.
I don't either. Sometimes I'm like, am I whatever?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Okay. What made you launch that?
So I was a personal trainer. Actually, I had my own business about 8 years ago. I was very young. That was my first business I ever ran. Wasn't very successful. I didn't know how to promote it, didn't know how to get it out to people. So pretty much my clients was my family, anyone on Facebook. Like beyond that, I wasn't really reaching people. So, and I did some cool things at the time. Like I got my aunt off of her diabetes medication. You know, I lowered some people's cholesterols, made them feel a little better. A bunch of people lost weight, but it just wasn't, I couldn't get to the point where I could separate that from my, 40-hour a week, 9 to 5. So it was just like, I don't know how to keep doing this. So I kind of just ended up giving up. And, I don't want to say give up. I just put it on the back burner. I went to college initially to open my own gym. And once I got out of college and I started doing all my research and quickly found out you have to have a pretty decent amount of cash to get a gym open. And so this is kind of my first step taking to get to that point. I'm going to start building that brand within Tulsa that recognizes this, we're here to help people in the fitness and health industry, and then work our way into having a permanent location where we start having, a chiropractor on staff. We have physical therapists on staff. We're going to do your body scans. We're going to, all your blood work's going to be in-house. So you can come to us, and we're going to make sure, like, on every level you're taken care of and you have the things you need to do to be able to operate and be healthy.
Need like a holistic maintenance for your body, like not necessarily medical care and doctors like per se, right? Like you don't need orthopedics, but you need someone in there that can, draw some blood work and say, hey, your cholesterol is too high, man. Right. Like let's talk to the nutritionist on site. I'll send it over to him. Cool. Nutritionist is like, all right, so I've talked with your trainer. Your trainer's got you on a workout plan that's 3 days a week, whatever. You're kind of in this lean mode where you've got to lean out. And saw your cholesterol is really high from the blood work, so it's really good that we've got that. Here's kind of like the food plan that I recommend, and then now you've kind of covered some of those bases, or I don't know, like it could be an accident in the gym. So I was this few months ago I was doing some bent over rows, and I popped a bent over. I was wrong on how I did it. And I was like, oh man, popped, and I was like, shit, that hurt. So whatever, but I went to my chiropractor a handful of times and then laid off a little bit on the back stuff for a few weeks, but recovered. But it was nice to like know that tool was there, and I believe it did help me recover faster than normally if I would just rode the wave, So,
it all works together. I mean, you can't have great nutrition. I mean, you can have great nutrition and get some results. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you're only going to get so far. You can go to the gym and get decent results, but you're not going to get that without the right foods and making sure you're hitting your protein goals and your calorie goals. You're not going to do that without.
It's 80% food, 20% fit. Whatever.
You got to have your nutrition in check for sure, and it goes beyond just what you eat. Like you got to know where all your vitamins, like where all your micro and macro nutrients are. Like all that stuff is very important on, the rest you're getting, your energy, your brain fog, all that stuff plays together. And I think there's just a lack of knowledge around people that they don't. Maybe they've heard that, but they don't understand all the causes that it really has. When you start combining all these things and you're doing it for a couple weeks and then all of a sudden you're feeling like a different person, you're getting better sleep, you wake up with energy, you can focus throughout the day. There's a lot of things that play into that, and I think the more we can inform people on like how all that actually works together, the more difference we can make in people around here.
I think a lot of times we underrate health.
Oh, 100%.
Especially in our positions, and we definitely underrate sleep. I know I do.
I do.
I'm like, I don't need it. I'll roll on 4 hours.
Most of the time.
A couple weeks ago, I was up for 34 hours straight.
Oof. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I could. Wow. I don't want to.
Wow.
Yeah, it all goes together, man. And I'm like you. I usually go on about 4 to 4.5 hours of sleep. My doctor hates it.
6 and I'm good. Yeah, 4 to 6 and I'm good. But I feel like if I hit like 8 to 10, I'm terribly groggy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're just oversleeping pretty much, and that's a thing too. I think I don't want to say you can get too much sleep. Like rest is a good thing, but I think people will take that and they kind of take to the extreme. Like people are taking naps. Like sure, you have to catch up on some sleep every once in a while, but like people, you give them a little bit of slack and they want to take the whole rope. Like, oh, he says I can rest, so I'm going to start taking naps in the middle of the day. That's not what I'm saying. Like, people have gotten lazy, and that's a big thing in our community right now, in our nation right now. Like, people are just getting lazy, and I want to bring back that community of like, you look back at the times when Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those guys were really lifting. Like, America was healthy. People wanted to be healthy. And we've taken a turn on like...
It was a competition. It was a race to be healthy.
Absolutely. Like people, you walked into a bar or whatever, wherever you're going. Like
now it's like, take some drugs and get healthy.
Exactly.
You're like, no.
Yeah. And that's not like, sure, there's some things that you might need to take. Most of it can be fixed by supplements or, specific vitamins and minerals that you need to take. But
it still comes down to food, though. You can't just fulfill it all with some protein shakes and some vitamins in a pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of like, so part of our thing, we're affiliated with First Form, which is a supplement company out of St. Louis. And the way they build all of their products, I mean, they're all low temperature process, which means anything you get from them, as far as denaturing the product, it's going to be as pure as you possibly can get it to get it out to the market. So like all their greens that they have, they're non-GMO, they're gluten-free, like all this stuff is as pure as you can possibly get it without actually eating the physical greens, right? So, and I tell people that, like, I can give you a diet, and I'm going to encourage you to take all of these supplements along with it, but you can't rely on the supplements. These are things that you need to be doing outside of just your diet, right? So, like, there's proteins they give, where they're like your isolates. Those are what you want to take right after a workout. That's going to be fast absorbing. And then there's another protein they have that's a little bit slower absorbing. So that's going to be more of like a meal replacement protein shake where, like, if you're on the go all day like me, I'm driving around to job sites and I don't have time to, maybe I didn't have time to pack my lunch before I walked out the door, but I've got my protein with me. I can substitute that in for a meal, and it's going to not only carry me over on my calories and proteins, but it's also more filling too. So I'm not going to feel like I'm hungry until I need to eat again. And I think that's something too. People will just snack because they're bored a lot of times.
I'm guilty.
Yeah, I mean, and I've done it too. Like, I just now
I'm eating because I'm bored.
Right? Yeah.
Grinch.
Yeah, and now I've just like adjusted it to where, like, if I am going to snack on something, it's going to be like, a half a cup of peanuts, or trying to make that
Crackers and cottage cheese, I guess.
yeah, something more healthy, that's going to benefit me more than like some crappy sugar packed snack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was actually talking with my son. He's going into his first year of tackle football. He's played some other sports previous to this year, but he's first year in tackle football.
That's awesome.
And so he's been really motivated to eat good and to get quicker and to stretch and try to do more push-ups, work out and stuff like that too. So earlier on this year, I started kind of my own fitness plan I built. I built it out in 12-week segments on a quarterly basis. And so I switched between strength and mobility on like focus. So instead of higher reps, lower weights, lower weight, higher rep, kind of alternate that throughout the year. And then some of the type of workouts and the routines that I'll have during that 12-week period will depend on whether or not I use like free weights or bands or machines or whatever. Usually on the strength periods, it's machines and it's just something that's keeping it stable for me. Rather than if it's more of like a mobility thing, I'm focused on bands, and free weights, right? So that's more stability and just my own body weight and stuff like that too. Yeah. So all the way, also I'm not stagnant. So I'm trying to teach him like some of that stuff too. And then going into like the macros. So teaching him, starting with the macros is the easiest, right? Yeah. So proteins, carbs, fats, and because there for a while he's like, I'm just going to eat protein. I'm like, well, hold on, because your body also needs carbs, and knowing when to eat carbs and when to eat more fats depending on what's happening. So I'm like, before game day, the day before, we're going to load up on some carbs, but still eat some good proteins and fats as well, not just completely discard all that. Yeah. Because that's going to help fuel your body or the morning of, help fuel your body for energy now. And so your body has those carbs to eat now. So
absolutely.
Like little cool things like that. So I'm like, beef, fish, chicken, nuts, seeds, apples, some good vegetables. He loves broccoli.
Oh, that's good.
So I was like, yeah. So
my little one likes broccoli too. I mean, it's actually, we go out to eat sometimes and he's stealing it from our plate. I'm like, I'm not going to stop you. Like, you're going to eat something like that. Go for it.
I'm guilty a lot of times too of like completely skipping out on breakfast and lunch.
Man, that's
important. And I hit dinner, and sometimes I hit a snack during the day, but sometimes by the time I hit dinner, it's 8 o'clock. And that's even worse because, I hit bed at 10 o'clock and
you just loaded up.
I'm just loaded it up.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting about 175, which is good.
Nice.
So there for a time, at one point in time, the heaviest I got was 192. It's too much. Yeah. The leanest I got was 155, and that was just too lean. I couldn't gain weight at that point. I think I was just back when I was on my feet all the time.
Yeah.
Of course, running, walking around and stuff. So like.
Yeah, just in a deficit the whole time.
Yeah, completely in a deficit. And no matter how much I ate, like I was just constantly just in a calorie deficit.
Sounds like my life.
Yeah.
Like my metabolism's so fast that like whenever this is my first cut that I've really done in it's probably been like 6 or 7 years. And so what's always happened is like I'll go a year or two and I'll try to be gaining weight, build muscle. I just want to be as big as I possibly can. That was always my goal, be as big as possibly can. And I want to walk around like this. And I would get to a point, I would be, I think the highest I ever got was like 187, and I felt great, but I was almost eating 5,000 calories a day. Like
always eating
hurt. Like I was eating so much. Like I felt miserable eating that much. And then, like, every year or two, I would have a major injury. Like, I got in a car wreck and broke my neck in several places. I had shoulder reconstruction. I had elbow surgery. I broke my thumb. Like, all these things have happened over the past couple of years that it's like every year or so, I'm just resetting. Like, my most recent one, I had elbow surgery back in November. I lost 22 pounds in the process of the week before, then having surgery, and then all the rehab. Like, I lost everything. And it was like, it crushed me. Like I worked so hard to get up to, at that time it was 175, just to like be, healthy and look decent and feel good. And it was all just taken away. And I got to the point where I would look at myself at 155 pounds and like disgusted almost. Like I did not like what I saw in the mirror. And so kind of started doing that again after I came off of this off of my elbow surgery, and Like, all right, I'm going to gain weight and I'm going to do it quick and I'm going to build muscle. And I got back up to 175 within a couple months and reached out to a guy. He built me a diet plan. He's like, I think we should see what a cut would look like on you. It's like, you know what? Let's try it. I've never done it. Let's see what happens. And I trimmed off about 10 pounds, and it's been great. I feel good. But
So you're like 165 now?
yeah, I'm about
We found kind of like a good weight, like a happy medium?
I think this is a good spot. I wouldn't mind being just a little bit heavier, but right now, like especially with like promoting my new business, you know, people want to see someone that looks like shredded. They want to see the veins. They want to see. So that's what I'm focused on right now. Like you see some of the videos and stuff that I post off of my gym sessions now, and it's like I've got just spider webs coming off my my shoulders, and I've got back veins, and like so that's kind of what I'm focused on right now, just trying to make sure I look the part. I mean, obviously I feel it too, but looking the part obviously is going to go a long way in trying to get the attention this new company needs and seeing what I could possibly do with other people. So that's my hopes anyways.
Tell me about Fixed Construction. You started that a handful of years ago, less than 5 years old?
Yeah.
Right?
So Fixed Construction is 2.5 years old last month. This year we pivoted, technically started a new company, but it's under the same umbrella. So we're fixed framing and carpentry now, kind of moving away from the GC, thing so much. It's just
More subcontractor work or smaller jobs? Or
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll be working with other GCs, home builders, people like that. Our main focus is framing houses, building decks, custom cabinets for offices.
More woodworking?
Yes, a lot more woodwork. Pretty much anything with woodwork, except for we're not going to do too much fencing or wood floors. And if it's part of what we're trying to do, then...
I don't know if fencing is woodworking.
Yeah, I mean, people they hear wood and it's like, oh, well, this is...
You do fence?
Yeah.
No,
it's not all the same. They all take skills, obviously, but...
I don't know if flooring is woodworking.
I think I
think of woodworking, I think of carpentry.
Yeah. And that's kind of, so like, I think the overlap there would be like when you start talking about doing like staircases, for an example. That's a good one. So like, you're gonna have to carry those that flooring up the stairs, but you can't just put flooring on top of nothing. You have to be able to build the stairs. You have to be able to trim it out the right way, build the handrails out, and the attention to detail that goes into a lot of that stuff is, that's one of our main focuses. We're not there to provide a fast and cheap product. Our products, and it's based the same thing with my personal training company. We're there to provide the absolute best product that we can give you, and it's not going to be cheap. It is what it is. We're going to give you what you want, not halfway do it and then have to come back and fix things. That's not how we operate.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, well, how fast can you guys get going? And I'm like, well, we can schedule an onboarding meeting, and it'll be probably sometime in the next 2 weeks, and it'll cover these sort of things. Hey, can we start posting, or can we have our website done in 2 weeks or whatever? I'm like, nope, absolutely not, because like there's procedures, there's things that have to happen, like foundational pieces that if those aren't there, it's like framing a house without the concrete.
Yeah,
it's like putting it right in the dirt. You're like,
what are we gonna do?
Whatever. I'm not doing that, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's a process, and that's kind of what separates us from other people too. Is like, we're doing a lot of the things that a lot of you could say contractors won't do. Like we're very big on pre-planning everything we do. We have attention to detail in every aspect of what we're doing, and then the customer experience is. We don't run ads. We don't. Everything we've done has been word of mouth. We build our business on what our customers say about us. We don't run Google ads. We don't run Facebook ads. No ads anywhere. Everything we've done is completely based on what our customers have said about us. And that's something we take pride in. I mean, when we leave, we want them to be like, holy crap, I can't believe what we just got and the price that it was. Yeah, it was expensive, but how do you feel about it? And I'm not going to have to call them back. And I don't feel like I got ripped off. You know what I mean? There's never construction is a hard industry to work in because you're going to run into issues all the time. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're going to run into an issue. But how you handle those issues is what separates, a good contractor from a great contractor. And I think that's where a lot of guys miss it, is they don't handle every situation the way it should be, I think.
How do they handle it? How do they typically do it?
So some guys, they'll just either fix it and you just get a bigger bill at the end, or, maybe they address it there, but, they're going to try and upsell you on doing a bunch of other stuff because of this. And, we're not there to make money. I mean, yeah, obviously that's going to be part of it. We got to survive, but we're going to tell you what has to be done. We might entertain, we could also do this, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to give you what you want. And, we'll come up with some ideas that might make it look better or maybe function better throughout the process. But those are all going to be discussed before we even touch that product.
Do you have a background in this stuff?
As far as what?
The construction space.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you grow up with your dad do it or grandpa? Or?
No, not really. My dad's an aircraft mechanic. Grandpa's an aircraft mechanic.
For American?
Yep, American.
Did we talk about that too? Because my uncle and my grandpa was.
I don't remember. Maybe. My whole family works there. I've got uncles that work there.
I bet you if we talk to them, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know so-and-so, and I've known him for 20 years."
Right, I've known him for 20 years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way it usually goes. But yeah, I mean, so what really did it for me is, I went through that phase of getting out of college, really wanted to open up a gym, realized that wasn't going to happen. And what started it is, soon after I got out of college, I was working 2 jobs at the time and going to college. And my uncle sent me a message one day, and he's like, "Hey, the electric company I work for, they're starting to hire some people. We need more hands. It's like, you should come up here and just apply, see what happens." It's like, okay, yeah, I'm looking for a little more money. Not really sure what I'm going to do with myself, but worst case scenario, this is something I can always fall back on. So I went out, interviewed with the owner of the company. Of course, I knew absolutely nothing about electric at the time. I mean, nothing. And one of the questions I remember him asking me, at the time I owned a 91 short wide Chevy and looked great. I actually just bought it back a couple years ago because I sold it and going to start rebuilding it. But one of his questions was, "Okay, so how do you work with your hands? Do you work on that truck out there?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I always have to fix that thing. It's 20 years old. It breaks down. It's going to have problems." It's like, "Yeah, I work on it all the time." And that's what got my foot in the door. And then I quickly found out after I started that I was also colorblind. So now I'm...
That's got to be wild.
It was very. I got to where I started memorizing what the colors look like the different shades, not necessarily...
How old were you?
At that time, I would have been about 20. 20.
So wait, you were like, 20 years of your life, and you're like, didn't know what blue was? Or
So I
that sounds stupid kind of to ask,
yeah.
but like...
Yeah, and I get asked that question all
And
the
that
time.
doesn't mean, you're not stupid. That doesn't make you
No.
stupid, like, for real life. Like,
No, yeah.
How'd you know, or how'd you not know what colors were? Like,
It's
you
not...
had to have communicated that stuff at some point in time. I'm fascinated.
Well, right, yeah. I just never knew the difference. So it's not like I see black and white. It's just
I think that's what people think of, too. If you're colorblind,
Right.
They're like, oh, you only see black or white. Like,
Right, yeah. It's
no.
just a misconception.
Yeah.
And it's like people think you're colorblind, you see like a dog. Everything's black and white, and that's not what it is. It's more like my blues, greens, reds, purples, if they're not sitting next to each other, I'm going to have a hard time differentiating them. But if I can get them all in the same space, I can tell you what they are.
And you're going to look at a lawn and know that that's green because
Right,
you've memorized
right.
that. Like, you've learned to associate the color with the object.
People at least tell you what it is at some point.
Yeah.
So you just kind of
Hopefully in that 20-year time span they did, right?
Right.
The sky is blue. When you look up, it's blue, and you're like 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So I went through the process of figuring out how to learn my colors again at 20 to 22, 23.
That must be wild.
Yeah, it was difficult, but I ended up doing really well. I mean,
Yeah.
I what really did it for me, I had that job for about 3 years, and I did good. It was an okay job. It made money. But I got to the point where I was looking around and like I'm seeing other guys that are 55, 60 years old and they're doing the same thing that I'm doing. I'm like, I can't do this for 40, 50 years. Like I'm not gonna have joints left. My body is gonna be broken down. And so I left there, ended up working at a manufacturing company in Sapulpa and kind of worked my way through that company. I started out pushing a broom, ran some machines at some points, kind of learned how to weld, self-taught a little. Eventually worked my way up to a quality inspector and did really well there. I was scheduled at one point. So, and now I look back and like, I see all these different jobs that I didn't realize at the time, but they all started playing into specifically being a business owner. Like I was a scheduler at this manufacturing company, and now I look back and like obviously scheduling plays right into construction. That's a very big part of it. Quality control, very big part of construction. So like my standards before I even got into owning my own business, they weren't where you normally would be. You know, especially as a quality inspector for what we were doing. You know, we were building pipes and stuff for oil companies and food manufacturers. So they are very, very specific with
Can't mess up.
Yeah, they have to be.
Especially in those oil and gas ones, man. Like
yeah,
those specifications, they have to be
absolutely
to the millimeter or micron or
yeah. I mean, there were hundreds of thousands, and that's what you're measuring. And so, like my standards set very early on before I even started my company is if it's not right, it's not done. You know what I mean? So, and I've just carried that along with everything we've done. If it's not done the right way, then it's not going to pass. I mean, we're redoing it, we're remaking it. You're going to fix it, whatever it is. We only do things one way, and that's the right way. So, and I look back, and all of this is just kind of carried into like what I'm building, what I'm doing, what I'm going to build, and it's been. I look back, and it might have been a hard journey, but every one of those steps were very important to where I am now, and it's played into everything that I've done, and it's really cool to see that once you actually finally take a moment to look back on everything that's happened, because a lot of us don't. We just, we're in the grind every day, all day, up early, staying up late. But it's cool to look back every once in a while and just be like, this was a fun journey, and we're really just getting started. There's so much more that we're going to do. So it's been interesting to say the least. But to answer your question, I started as an electrician, kind of worked my way through a couple different trades. Really, the only thing I never really got into was plumbing. Kind of grossed me out. Didn't want anything to do with it. But I learned several things in between that electrician job and that manufacturing job, and kind of collectively put it all together. I mean, altogether, I've been in 8 to 10 years, roughly, depending on what you would consider in the trade. But yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, a lot of learning for a long time.
I don't think it ever stops.
No, if it does, you're doing it wrong.
And that's not what I've heard. It never stops too. From others that are in their 60s and 70s, they're like, "Yep, so I'm still learning."
Yeah.
Like you don't get to a point where you're just like, I made it and I know this stuff now. You're like, you do to some degree,
right?
Certain stuff, like some things. There's a guideline and there's a rule, and it's work this way. Like 1 + 1 will always equal 2,
right?
And you'll always know that. But then you're like, well, what if I divided it? What if I added this and subtracted that and multiplied it and square rooted it? And then you start having things where you just start challenging and exploring and learning. So then I guess it always is expanding on your knowledge and trying new stuff and trying to challenge yourself to learn and grow. And as soon as you stop doing that, then you're dead.
Exactly. And I think you get to a point, especially as a business owner, you get to the point where you want to be learning. Like you put it in your calendar. I put it in my schedule every day. Like I have 10 pages of book every single day. That's in my calendar. I've got time reserved for that.
I wish I focused better on reading this year, but I'm studying more like AI and automations and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm watching videos and watching how other people are doing it and stuff like that. So different kind of learning and studying, So
and
it doesn't have to be reading a book to learn, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I was about to touch on. Like especially recently, because I've finally, I'm a Legionnaire for First Form, but I became an advisor yesterday, actually, so I can actually start training people on their products and stuff. But like, it doesn't just have to be a book. It can be,
Podcasts.
Videos. It can be podcasts. Yeah, I learned a lot from podcasts. That was my, before I was doing books, that's where I really started learning a lot. There were several big business podcasts that I was following. It was every single day on my way to the gym or on the way to job sites. Like there wasn't a time when I'm in my truck, there's two things that are happening. I'm either on the phone or I'm listening to a podcast. Outside of that, those are the only two things. So like I'm either learning or I'm doing business. That's about it. And so like I think people miss that too. That's a really big opportunity to like catch up on. I mean,
industry news,
yeah, whatever.
like personal development.
You're not doing anything but sitting there driving and listening. Why not take that opportunity to learn something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially around here, like you're going to be in the car for pretty much anywhere in Tulsa, 20 minutes. Like there's several podcasts. You can knock out a 20-minute podcast and learn something.
Yeah.
Even if you
or
just
an audiobook.
Yeah, I've done audiobooks.
I'll progress in an audiobook, like usually on my commute, you know, and that way I'll just hit 20 minutes on this audiobook every day in the mornings. I'll listen to it and then I'll progress through it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like my check mark on that. So, but
yeah,
I was doing that. I haven't listened to any. I've got a lineup of some audiobooks I need to listen to. So I probably need to restart that habit.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the audiobooks because I mean, even now I do not like reading. Like
it does something for you though.
But
it's different.
If you do it correctly and you're taking notes and you're highlighting, you're marking pages, then you're learning stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I was missing before is like, okay, I just got to read 10 pages. I got to get through this. I'm going to bust it out. And a lot of the times it was late at night too. So I'm like dozing off.
Your mind's tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm like closing my eyes, reading the pages, just trying to push through it. And it's not reading. You're not retaining any information.
It's got to be like before 3.
Yeah. Before you're eating like your big meals throughout the day, because you're starting to get those carbs in, and it's gonna, you're gonna get a little more tired. But yeah, I mean, I think the educational process, especially as a business owner, like I think everyone should be doing it anyways. But as a business owner, you have to be learning, whether it's your business or life or relationships, whatever it is, health. Those are all important. They all go together, like puzzle pieces. And like if you're slacking on one, you're gonna notice. You're gonna see it. If it's your relationships at home, you're gonna see it. If it's your health, you're gonna feel it and probably see it. And it might affect the relationship too. It's probably also gonna affect your business because your brain's not right. Like all of those work together, and I think people miss some of those things. And if you can just take the time and figure out a way to put them together, that's where you're gonna start really finding success.
My objective, and my buddy and I were talking about this. He's like, I don't have time to go to the gym. I tell myself that. And then I'm like, you know what happens whenever you do make time and you do make it a priority and you do it, you're like, I have time to do this. Yeah. Like, why haven't I made it a priority earlier on? Like, you always have time to do something. You just got to prioritize it. And there's levels to this, right? So like, you don't have to be like, I got to go to the gym 2 a day, 7 days a week. Like, no, dude, like you're not trying to be Arnold here. Like this isn't going to be your job. Like my habit is 3 days a week, some day during the week, and it's got to be in the morning because otherwise I can't hit a gym session at noon. It's just weird. Yeah. I don't know. Cause it's hard. Like stop work, go to the gym, shower, change, and then go back to work. Yeah, and sometimes I'm sweating again anyways, and I got to shower before I go to bed, and it's just weird.
Right.
So I'd rather just hit it in the morning, hit the gym, and then do whatever the rest of the day is. Yeah. But 3 days a week, 45 minutes, full body. Yeah. So I'll do a little bit of something of everything. So like usually I'll hit something lower, something mid, and then try to hit maybe an alternative. So like calves or forearms. Or maybe it's like traps are kind of an alternative, but they're kind of not. But you know what I mean? Like something that's something a little different. So yeah. And then depending on again like which cycle that I'm in, mobility or strength will kind of depend on like what workouts I'm doing. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing like people miss, if you can just get yourself in the gym, even if it's just like commit to 5 minutes, eventually you're going to get to where you're like, okay, well I'm already here, might as well do it for 30 minutes. If you can just get yourself to show up, that's the hardest part.
Oh yeah, and then I tell myself too. I'm like, you know what? Like you've only been twice. Yeah. You got to hit 3, and it's not that big a deal. Like you got time. Like move something around. Yeah. So go show up, or sometimes I'm tired. I'm like, as soon as you start making excuses, as soon as you accept that, oh I'm too tired, or I don't want to do it, or like then it's just downhill from there. And then you just start like not going, and then you lose the commitment, and then you just cycle down. So it's like. Yeah. If you stay on the train, and also just my idea is like where I'm kind of getting across is like just at a bare minimum, check the box 3 days a week, 45 minutes. Yeah. And go walk, go stair step, Like, you don't have to lift weights, or there's some days too, like during the mobility seasons where I'm like, I do spend 30, 45 minutes just stretching and body weight, I'm like, I'm not in there just trying to get a pump,
Right.
but I'm also setting new records, just keeping that routine. So I'm setting new like weight records or rep records or set
awesome.
records. So like,
That's
for
good.
my body and for my routines and
Sure.
what's working for me is working.
Well, you got to have goals too. That's the big thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not chasing a specific thing, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like you touched on it a little bit. People, they'll make any excuse they can not to go, but like those are the days you don't want to go. Those are the days that make the biggest difference.
Those are character building days.
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, it's gonna suck. I don't want
Yeah.
to be there. That happens to me all the time. I wake up every day. I have a morning routine until about 8:30.
Mhm.
Wake up at 4. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm gonna get my coffee ready. I'm gonna get the supplements I gotta take before I go to the gym. I'm at the gym usually at 5 or earlier. From 5 to 6:30, I'm in the gym. 6:30 to 7, I'm coming home. I'm taking my shower. I'm fixing breakfast for the kids, the wife, and then now it's take the kids, drop them off at the babysitter. So like from 4 o'clock in the morning till 8 or 8:30, I'm same routine every single day. It doesn't matter what we're doing. That is my morning routine.
My routine lately is kind of like I'm getting up about 6:30 and getting the kids around 6:30. Usually earlier than 6 during school season, but lately during summer it's been about 6:30.
Yeah.
Get them around, get out the door. Usually bring them here to the office. My gym's a mile away, so while they're here with some other people, they'll hang out in a room that I gave them. And so they'll take care of themselves. They have food or whatever. And then, usually I have food and stuff here for them. So usually breakfast, we'll either make it there and bring it here, or like we'll pre-make it. A lot of times we meal prep stuff. So like we'll just have like breakfast or lunches in containers for the week. And then we just grab them, just reheat them here. Or like, I don't know, we can make a lot of stuff here. So anyways, whatever. So I'll go to the gym for an hour and then I'll come back and then basically get to work through the afternoon. And then on the weeks to where there's some days where I can take them home, I'll work from home. But other than that, like that's kind of been our summer routines. Outside of that, like the mornings start a little bit earlier. I get them off to school about 7-ish, right? Buses, either it's a bus or a drop off around 7. And then again, gym. And then that. If I could, because of the commute and the distance I am away from home for where work and the gym are just a mile away, like I said, it doesn't make sense for me to get up at 4, go to the gym, come all the way back home and commute an hour just to do that. So like that commute eats an hour, the gym eats an hour, at least an hour. So, I'm prepping for my day for 30 minutes if I'm moving through a shower and everything else quick, it's 30 minutes. So like there's 2.5, 3 hours. So like if I'm up at 4, 7 o'clock is right there and my kids aren't even around.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like my logistical thing.
Yeah.
So that's where I've found this good habit where I'm like, and then usually I'm a night owl. So like I'm not a part of the 4 a.m. club, at least not at this point in my life.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for me. So I thought about trying to like transition to where I'm up at 4 a.m. and be a part of that club and to where like it's just peace and quiet and no one's up and
so nice.
in the morning and sun and all that. Like I do have moments where I've done that and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I for some reason forever, I'm like, I would rather be up till 1.
Yeah.
and sleep till
Yeah, I have
6.
a hard time. Like if I stay up too
Yeah.
late, I'm gonna just fall asleep. Like that's my body. It knows. Like if I sit down and it has a moment to rest, it's like you're going out. Like this is my opportunity. My brain is just going all day, so much on everything that it's like, all right, you're sitting down and we're not doing anything. We're going to sleep.
Apparently, I have the same routine as the Starbucks CEO.
Okay.
He's up
You do?
about 5:30 or 6.
Okay.
And he'll kind of get the family around, get them off to school, go to the gym, and then be at the office around 9,
Yeah.
and then leave around 5 or 6, get home, make dinner, do things with the family, get in bed around 10 or 11, finish up some work and get in bed around 10 or 11.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I'm not broken if I'm not up at 4. I feel like some people are at the perspective to where it's like, oh, if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to do this, like there's rules to it. And if you're not up at 4, like you're not able to be successful. And,
Right.
it's like, all right, well, hold on. How are you measuring this level of success, and who are you comparing yourself to? Like,
exactly,
dude, you get up at one of my best friends. He's up ass crack of dawn, right, and he's rolling, and he's in landscaping. So like him and the guys are out in the field at 7 a.m. right, or even earlier if they can, because it's hot. So like they're trying to get done by 2 if they can. So like I tell him, like, dude, like, I'm not doing that, but like, you want to go stay up and like go work with me and have a late night sesh? He's like, hell no. My other best friend in California, he's a business owner too. He's a chiropractor, and sometimes we'll have FaceTime late night work calls. Like, he's just working on his stuff, I'll work on my stuff, and like we'll just chat between like 10 and 1, and we'll do that every now and then. So like, it's just different. Like everyone's got their own thing that works for them, I guess, is kind of where I'm getting at.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just how much are you really putting in? Like, how much effort are you really putting in? Are you putting in enough that you're going to just stay at the same level for the next 10 years, or are you actually trying to build something and putting in the time to do that? That's the way I look at it anyways. Like, for me right now, I am in a growth mode right now. I'm staying up late. I'm up early. There's too many things I'm trying to do right now that's coming in the future that I've just got to spend that time right now. It's the way it is. 6 months to a year from now might be different. Maybe I do wake up at 6 o'clock and but for me, like the biggest thing I think that keeps me on track is that morning routine. And it doesn't even start that morning. It really starts the night before. So like the night before, all my gym clothes, they're all laid out on the kitchen table. My shoes, my coffee is in the pot, ready to go. I just got to push the button. My meal is made. I just got to grab it out of the fridge. It's like in the morning, I'm not scrambling, trying to figure out where everything is, what everything. I'm not going to wake the kids up while I'm doing it. Like, that's all done the night before. So I get up, everything's ready. Brush my teeth, clothes are on, coffee's ready.
Out the door.
Ready. Yeah, grab my book, read my book on the treadmill when I'm at the gym. Good time saver, by the way. If you're just walking, you can read 10 pages.
Oh, yeah.
While you're on
10 minutes, 10 pages.
Easy.
Page a minute. So that's slow reading, too. Like,
yeah, you can sit there and pay attention and not be distracted.
Take some notes.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the biggest thing for me. Those morning routines is like and getting to the gym early. Like, it just sets the tone for the day. And, like, you'll leave there and you just have energy and you're just ready to crush it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time, we do power lists. My power list is done most of the time before people get out of bed. It's like, how far ahead of you am I if I'm doing that every day?
Yeah.
That's
that helps. That helps so much too. Like my routines, again, they start the day before. Hold on. Tomorrow starts tonight. Put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tonight I will have my what I'm wearing at the gym, what I'm wearing at the clothes, what I'm changing into, like all the shower stuff, or like I don't know. Then my gym bag will be prepped. My work bag will be ready to go. My to-do list will be ready to go. Like my week's already planned before the week starts. So like on Fridays, I know what's going on the following week. And then every day before I end my day, I know what tomorrow's expectations are of me. Right. So again, I'm not waking up, getting the kids around, getting me to the gym and showing up to work and be like, what am I doing? Yeah. So like, I already know what's happening tomorrow. That's also nice to kind of create some expectations and some like stability and consistency. Cause I also feel like as an entrepreneur too, and business owner, all those qualifiers, there's a lot of instability. Oh, yeah. Like there's probably moments, I don't know if you've experienced them yet, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, where you don't know when that bag's coming in. Oh, yeah. Right? You don't know when those bills are being paid. Like, that 9 to 5 grind, like you may be living paycheck to paycheck, but you're getting a paycheck.
Yeah. You just don't know when it's coming.
Yeah. So like there's financial things, where it'll go up and down. You don't know when that project's going to finish, where you can get your final payment and send out that invoice, or like when the next project's going to close. Because like you've got a verbal commitment, but you're waiting for a signature. Just because they sign and they say yes doesn't mean there's money in the bank. So I need money, right? Yeah. So there's financial instability. So with all that too, maybe hiring and firing and stuff like that. So like anything that you could do on a micro level of like, what is tomorrow's expectations of me? And writing those down or putting them in a calendar can help, like, for me, create stability. Yeah. And knowing that, like, all right, I'm going to the gym tomorrow and I'm creating some physical stimulation and mental stimulation that's creating stability, right? Because that mind and that body is connected. Sometimes it creates comfort in the chaos.
Right.
Does that make sense?
There's plenty of that.
You're a dad, too.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Chaos. I've got 2 boys, 4 and 2. It seems
Oh,
like I got
yeah,
6 boys.
it is. Yeah, that is
everywhere all the
chaos.
time. They climbing on everything. They're running everywhere. They're getting into everything. But dude, I mean, it's I wouldn't change anything. I mean, they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we touched on, you know, what people think success looks like. For me, if when I go to pick them up or I'm coming through the door at the end of the day to pick them up from the babysitter, whatever it is, you know, when they come running to me and whenever I pull up, that to me is success. That means I'm doing what I need to do. And it's obviously that's a family thing. Like that's very, very important. That's at the top of my priority list. Anything else doesn't matter unless my family's taken care of. So, you know, seeing that when I pick them up every day, like it's irreplaceable. Like you couldn't put money on that feeling. Like nothing would pay me to replace that feeling.
Yeah.
And that's what's incredible to me. And then you take it and you see, and I actually just posted a video about this the other day while I was doing a ruck down Riverside. Like people say all the time, like your kids are watching you. They're seeing what you do. They're see how you treat people, everything you do.
My God, it's being analyzed and recorded.
Yeah.
And it comes out. Just wait till like as you see them get older too, like around 9, 10, 11, you'll see their habits come into play with how you've parented them between 2 to 4.
Yeah.
So do you know like their emotional psyche or whatever you want to call it is developed between the ages of like 1 and 4?
It's the
1 and
theta
3,
state.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like their emotional stability for the rest of their life is developed in those few ages. Like, and you as a new parent is supposed to be expected to know how to be emotionally stable yourself and teach somebody that is definitely not emotionally stable at
Right.
2 how to handle their emotions when
Yeah.
you're chaotic yourself running a business.
Right. Yeah. You're just
like,
trying to
I'm a mess,
float
man.
yourself.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep myself alive here.
Absolutely.
And I got to
Yeah.
keep you alive
Yeah.
and fed.
Yeah.
Just eat it, man.
Yeah,
Not that bad. Just eat the sandwich. It's a good PB&J. I'm hungry myself.
Right. Yeah, it's a big thing. And not only that, like something I said in that video is, you know, they're watching everything you say, do, treat people, you know, everything you do. They're watching the way you treat yourself also. So what are you
I
doing
love it and I hate
every
it.
day to better yourself?
Yeah.
They see, and I know one day they're going to get on the TikTok and the Instagram or whatever, and they're going to see all these videos, and they're going to be like, they're either going to say one of 2 things. They're going to be like, what was wrong with Dad? He was crazy. Or they're going to be like, holy crap, this is how it's done.
It's morals, ethics.
Exactly. And that's what I hope is going to come. Hopefully they're not like, holy shit, Dad was, he was off the
Crazy.
handle. Yeah, like what was he thinking? I don't think that's what's going to happen because it's already instilled in a lot of things that we do at home, the way we eat, the way we treat people, the way we talk to people. You know, I don't think that'll ever be a thing, but, you know, I think.
My boys used to have it, and they just lost it. As soon as they hit, like, I don't know, preteen age,
Yeah.
they used to say, please, thank you, be polite, be respectful, be
But I'm not
helpful.
there
They
yet.
still are helpful, and they still are good kids. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they're preteens.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen the movie Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Those are my boys. Dude, Dale and Brennan to the T, man.
That's hilarious. They are entertaining, though. I mean, mine at least. I haven't got to that age yet, so I don't know what that looks like. But, dude, you can sit there, like, those kids are more entertaining than what's going to be on your phone most of the time.
Yeah.
You just really sit there and watch them.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Mine are wanting to fight me all the time. They
We
want me
have-
to kick their butts and wrestle and beat
Yeah.
them. And
We
they
have a
love
rough
it. And I'll
house
sit down and just-
session. Yeah. We
like,
always have a
"Oh,
rough house
Dad."
session after bath time, in between bath time and bedtime every night. So we have that too, where they're like pillow fight, whatever. They're jumping on me. You know, we're fighting.
I'm really gonna miss that too.
Yeah.
I did take advantage of as much as I could when they were little to do that kind of stuff. But I'm still gonna miss it. And one of them's 100 pounds, the other one's 70.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, now they're kind of getting big,
Yeah.
right? And
You're gonna have to try a little harder when
weird.
you're wrestling them.
well, no, they're
don't think
still
so?
too weak. Yeah, no way, no, not yet.
Couple of years.
No, I think I mean, like, I remember one time I was in high school and my dad and I were in a sesh and he knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm not a big, bad, tough guy
Yeah.
playing football and whatever. I was like, my dad's still strong and he's still the old man.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he got his strength from. I bet you he's still strong and he's 60. I'm like, I still wouldn't challenge my dad.
It doesn't seem like it goes away. There's like
it's
once
like a
they hit a
dad
certain
strength.
age, it's like you just have man strength. Like you have a grip, you're just strong. Even if you don't go to the gym. I mean, most of them are blue collar in some sort anyway, so they're doing some sort of heavy lifting at some point.
Yeah. My dad is a carpenter. So, like, he's always moving pallets of wood or whatever,
Yeah, loading and unloading wood, tools.
Yeah.
Tools are freaking heavy.
I'm still the only one. I'm the only one in my house that's as fit. And I'm not saying that to necessarily brag. That's also bad as we're talking, you know. So, like, I'm trying to challenge everyone. Like, I could drop at any moment and do 50 push-ups without stopping.
Nice.
So I'm trying to challenge them all to do that too. Yeah. And especially the boys. I'm
really
like, let's
cool
go.
To see that, like, when you start, and I've seen it a little bit, and I don't want to take credit for this by any means, because it's not why I do it. But you start setting those standards for yourself, like we talked about, we're eating right, we're going to the gym, and people see that difference that it's making in your life. And I've noticed slowly, obviously the longer I do it, like, oh, my dad's gotten into it, my brother's gotten into it, my aunt's losing weight. Like, the more you do it, the more people around you that you can affect and change their lives and get them to start being healthier and do all those things. And it's like you're not pushing it on them at all. They just see what you're doing. And they're like, okay, it's working for him. Why can't I do it? And that's exactly what you should say. Why couldn't you do it? You don't want to make excuses why you can't. Make excuses why you should. And if you can change that into those reasons, why can I do it?
Yeah. I'm trying to instill responsibility in my son, like, kind of carrying on with that is, like, we were looking at what was on the list. Like, he's getting excited to cook and stuff. And so, like, he wanted to make a beef bowl. So I was like, all right, take this bag of meat. There's about 1.5 pounds in there. Cook all that. You're going to cook a cup of rice, and then you're going to take some broccoli, and you're going to just throw it in a bowl. Call it a day. And he was excited about it and actually ate it, loved it, and made some extras for lunch for 2 days and ate off that and stuff. And so he's been asking me over the last week, he's like, hey, like, can I have a cookie? I'm like, can you? Like, that's up to you. Like, you decide. I was like, is it on the list? He's like, no. I'm like, deviate or don't deviate. I'm like, if you start eating cookies, I'm like, you're going to start seeing the results of what cookies do to you. I was like, it's completely up to you. He's like, well, can I put ketchup on this? I'm like, is it on the list? Because the list that I've got is just clean. It's really clean.
Right.
And so I'm like, that's up to you. Like, you're going to see the progress and the results out of what you put into it. So I was like, the efforts that you're going to put into football is the efforts that you're going to see out of it. When you get in line first and you're sprinting and you're studying how other people are doing it, you're listening to the coaches and you're practicing at home. I was like, you're going to see the results. Same thing when you're putting in the work in the kitchen. And what you're eating at the dinner table is the results you're going to see. So I was like, and a lot of the stuff is like, it's really easy. It's also really good. Yeah. And it's good for you. So, like, next time you made a beef bowl, that doesn't mean that's the only thing you have to eat. But, like, next time let's hit up some salmon. And let's make that with, like, some sort of, vegetable mix, right? And we can throw it with a sweet potato mush mashed up or whatever. I don't know. Like, there's different variations to this stuff that we can make. So, like, let's make sure we got a good protein that's on the list. Let's make sure we got a good carbohydrate that's on the list and a good fat that's on the list. So, like, as long as you got those things on your plate, it's really simple stuff. So, like, macros. And a lot of people, too, that are getting in.
Are you teaching
fitness.
Macros?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
And a lot of people, like, just simple nutrition. Like, I don't need you to know the vitamins and stuff just yet.
Right.
I just need you to know what a protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate is.
Yeah.
Just start there.
And I think that's where people miss it too, dude. They're like, okay, well, I got this diet. I got to eat this every single day. And I know it's going to give me this many calories, this much protein, carbs, and fat. But when people learn, like, you can deviate from that. Just know how to track it.
Yep.
You just got to know how to track it.
And I told my son, I was like, the ratio is about 1 to 2. So 1 pound of protein for 2 pounds of body weight. It's just a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
That I follow. And so I was like, for you, that's 50 grams of protein. 50 grams of protein is probably about one of these chicken breasts. So it's like, if you can eat one of these chicken breasts every day, you're going to hit that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, he's like, well, that's so easy. I'm like, I know. Okay. Well, how about half a chicken breast for dinner? And then you do like 2 eggs in the morning. And then for lunch, you do some sort of like turkey sandwich, you know? So I was like, a little variability out of that, you know? So it's like, it's not just so strict where you're like, you can't go off of it, right? So trying to teach and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's fun.
And I think, the big thing is like, so we always do 1 gram per pound. So like you weigh 100 pounds, you should be getting 100 grams. That's just usually a good base point because
you know how hard it is to consume 175 grams of protein.
Dude, you got it. Dude, I do 207 every day.
No, you don't.
I do.
Oh my God.
I'll pull
That's
up.
not what you weigh though, is it?
No.
Oh.
So I do more. I weigh 165. I actually weighed 164 this morning.
Yeah.
So I'm consuming more, but I'm also, so there's 2 parts of it. Your calories control your weight, whether you're going up or down in weight, right? Your protein, that's going to control your body composition. So what you're going for with your body, I'm going for really lean right now. So my protein's going to be higher, my fats are going to be a little bit higher, my carbs are going to be down. A little lower. So that's just that's the direction I'm trying to go right now with my body, with everything going on. I know I'm going to feel good and I'm going to have energy and be healthy. But your proteins is really what, like, that's the main, if you're hitting your protein, that's the biggest thing. Like that, if you're doing a diet, protein should be the number 1 thing that you keep track of, aside from calories. Obviously, if you're losing or gaining weight, that's a priority. But aside from that, protein, you want that to be dialed in every single day. Carbs and fats, yes, they're important. They can fluctuate more or less depending on, what else you're trying to do. But protein is number 1. You have to get that in because it's just so important in your body. It controls everything you do. It's your brain, your heart, your muscles, everything. Protein benefits. So it's just, I don't know. That's part of what I'm trying to get into. There's a lot of training and stuff I've done, obviously on the products, and then like aside from that, getting my training license and trying to launch this brand, and like the backside and knowledge of knowing all of the nutrients and everything you really need. That's like, I want someone to be able to ask me a question and like, got it. This is what you need to do. That's what I want. If I can't do that, I'm not there yet.
That's exciting, man.
Yep.
That's cool. Well, I didn't know that we'd relate on like nutritional stuff a whole lot.
Yeah,
but
I figured this podcast would be totally different.
That's it's actually surprisingly, that's a lot of common conversations that like I've had over the years.
Yeah.
In August will be going on 3 years of the Brews and Business podcast, so that's really cool.
That's cool.
And sometime in August, I'll hit the 100th episode. So I don't know what to do just yet, but it's gonna be a milestone.
Oof. Who are you gonna bring on for it?
It's either my wife.
Okay. Yeah.
Or it's gonna be Abel, which he was a co-host of the podcast for a while until this year. He had some business priorities to take care of, and so he had to lay back on. But
has your wife been on here before?
Once. It took her 2.5 years to do it. So
yeah,
that was actually a couple episodes ago. So
really?
So that was good. Yeah.
That's cool.
So we called it like Unplugged.
Oh, yeah.
We're just finally, I got her to unplug and be a part of just natural conversations and stuff. But it was good. It was a lot of family and stuff. But a lot of episodes, like we talk about mental health and we talk about physical health and nutrition and stuff. There's a good episode with Mindy, where she's like more of I believe a holistic practitioner, right? So holistic medicine and natural remedies and stuff like that too. So, absolutely. But she's very knowledgeable, very smart. That was a good episode too. So,
yeah, there's just so much knowledge in that space. You could sit here and talk about health and fitness for hours and hours,
and how it relates to being in business and staying alive.
Yeah, exactly. It plays into
because if you're dead,
your business is also dead.
Your business is also dead because you are the business.
Yeah.
For a long time.
For most people.
Yeah.
Until you get to a point, but
yeah.
Still required to be there most of the time.
Yeah. So. Like Elon Musk, right? He's not the business. He owns a very small percentage of it.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, same thing. Very small percentage. He owns, one of them owned like 9% of the business.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys, they're not even like, most of the businesses they're known for now, it's not even the businesses that make them money anymore.
Nope.
Like Andy Frisella, he owns First Form, but he's not even like the CEO of First Form anymore. Like he owns 5 other companies, which he never talks about, which is kind of crazy too. Like he doesn't try and push A lot of people don't. They don't try and push their businesses. They want to be known for, this is First Form, this is Amazon, this is whatever.
Yeah.
But those aren't even what makes them money anymore. It's some other, liquor company or whatever it is. That's what a lot of them get into. They'll make a bottle of whiskey and start pushing it, or tequila or whatever it is. But yeah, it's kind of weird how that works. They just build up a brand, and then that's what they're known for, and then they step away and let it do its own thing. It's kind of not that I want to just step away, but it'd be cool to get to that point to be like, okay, well, we accomplished this. Let's go do it 5 more times. Always growing something, I guess, And I don't know. I'm just a busy person. I like to always be doing something.
Okay, I got 2 questions. Is it better to just get started or jump right in? To like be prepared or just like go for it?
I think you have to be prepared to a certain point. But I think just jumping in is very important, because you're going to over-prepare if you try and prepare everything. You're going to sit there and you're going to overanalyze everything for months, and you're just never actually going to get started. If you can get a baseline of what you need to do and get started, you're going to come across problems, yes, but you're going to be able to figure out those problems easier in the moment, I think, because you can start seeing big picture of what's actually happening rather than planning for it, and then you get to that point and have a problem. Maybe you tried to figure it out beforehand, but that solution you came up before isn't going to work out now because of something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you can easily overanalyze things, and people get stuck in that, and then they just never start. Or people just try and jump in, and they have no idea what they're trying to do. Obviously, that's not going to work either. I think there's a fine line you got to walk. You at least have to have a base to kind of, okay, this is how I have to handle at least getting customers onboarded, and here's the process to get them started, maybe, right?
Mm.
But beyond that, I feel like you're going to have a lot better luck trying to do those things in the moment and figuring out those situations. I think you're going to learn better that way. And that's really what it comes down to, is learning from, that's the big thing. That's my answer. That's my answer. You're going to learn more off of your mistakes than you are going to be pre-planning things. I've made mistakes in my business. Everybody has made a lot of mistakes. We're still here. So obviously I've kind of learned from some of those things and how to either not have them happen, or if they do happen, how we handle them and what the solution is. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of value in learning from mistakes.
I think it depends. You need a little bit of a risk analysis.
Sure.
What's the risk in this?
Too, I think.
Am I going to trial and error a new service and just jump right in and let people test it out? And if it fails, then okay, well, then don't provide the service anymore. Like,
I think it depends on the industry. Because, I mean, if you're a CPA, you can't be like, oh, yeah, I'll just figure it out. And then you screw up everybody's taxes, and that's a big problem.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you have to know what you're doing on that. But, that probably plays into it a little bit, what you're trying to do. But there's a lot of value in making mistakes.
Okay. And are you lucky or smart?
I don't think I'm lucky by any means. I've had some really bad luck. I think the only place I've had really good luck, maybe, would be my family, my wife, my kids. Could definitely say I got lucky there. Business, I could have been a heck of a lot luckier, for sure. I'm gonna lean towards smart, because, and I wasn't. Here's the deal: like I never made great grades in school. Like book smart, never me. I mean, I did enough to get by. I had decent grades. Wasn't the smartest by any means. I've learned more in the past 3 years than I did going through any school. That's what I think. So I think now I would say smarter rather than lucky. Then I probably would have said lucky. But, I put a lot of time in learning stuff too. That's part of it. I've just, like, my personal development over the past 3 years. If you talked to me 3 years ago, wouldn't even recognize me. I'm not the same person. Not even close. Handle myself different. I talk different. I carry myself differently. I'm more confident now than I was. Look different, healthier. Like, not. I might look the same in my face. You would recognize me, but I'm not the same person. And I've spent a lot of time doing that, and I think that's where your knowledge, going back to, if you're not learning, you're not moving, you're not gaining anything, you're regressing.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So my last piece I've got for us is have you heard of the Diary of a CEO
Yes.
podcast?
Yes.
Do you know there's conversation cards?
I did not know that.
The guests have written questions and then given them out for other people to be able to answer. So
Okay.
I haven't cycled through the whole deck yet, and this is part 1. And I just heard that there's a part 2 coming out, or already out, either one. It took a month for these to get here, by the way, because
gosh.
I believe he's in UK, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So down to try one with me before we wrap up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
This will be just roulette, I guess, huh?
Yeah. And so I'm cycling them through. The older ones go in the back. So
Okay, so you just take one out and put it towards the back. So I'm going to read one and you read one?
Nope. This is
Oh,
it. We
this is
both
it.
answer it.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So what do we got?
Okay, so I was wondering what you believe happiness is and how it can be achieved.
I would say happiness can be one of the smallest things of knowing that a way to reset my batteries is being able to sleep in till noon, and I enjoy that if I want to, and I sometimes do. If that's how I want to spend my Sunday, and I want to get out of bed at 9, grab some coffee, and get back into bed and stay in bed till noon, and that's satisfies me and how I want to spend my Sunday. And I didn't do anything. I was I was so productively being unproductive that I just relaxed and just decompressed or whatever. Like I think there's sometimes where you didn't crush it on Tuesdays. I mean, you got a double productivity on Wednesday. Where you're not productive by being. Are you not productive by not taking a break? Like
Right.
sometimes just productivity can be just being there, being present with the family, right? And just not, what are we doing today? No, we got to time crunch this. And I'm also saying this out of a personal experience too. So there's, if you can't tell, there's some tone and some whatever behind all this where it's I always have to be productive. And my wife and I were talking about how even our weekends, we've got to plan and strategize our weekends because there's chores or tasks or sports or birthday parties or errands. And it's can we just have a Sunday where I don't know what's happening and I don't want to do anything? Can we just veg for half of Sunday and just, you guys want to watch SpongeBob and eat some cereal? And,
I think it's important to have those. I run into that too. Obviously I'm trying to do everything plus what someone else should be doing too. And even with the weekends, we always have something to do, it seems like. And we actually just had one of those days, one of those reset days this last weekend where Saturday we were like, okay, we don't have anything planned. Even if we just stay home, do nothing. And that's hard for me because I'm
Me too.
If I just sit there, I'm just tapping my leg, just looking at everything, trying to figure out something to do.
Turn off the Wi-Fi and do it.
Oof, my kids would not be happy.
But we're trying to do no internet, no nothing on Sundays.
Yeah.
So if we could spend all day on Sundays, just no games, no TikToks,
That's cool.
no Alexas, no music. It's just we have to figure out how to be with each other because I think also as a society we've just become so inept to needing the fix of stimulation of some sort. We need some sound, play some music, Alexa. We need some stimulation on TikTok, and we're just sitting there and just mindlessly scrolling. Where'd mom go? Where'd dad go? Oh, he's been in the bathroom for an hour still lost on TikTok or whatever. And I think sometimes I've noticed with the boys we've severely this year limited tech and loved it because it's gotten us back into connections and having moments and figuring out how to have conversations, because I think sometimes not just us, but there's conversations I've had with others where it's just almost lazy parenting where it's, hey, here's an iPad, go entertain yourself, or TV, I've got to go do chores, and now it's no, come help me mow the lawn.
Yeah.
You push the lawnmower, and I'll edge.
Yeah.
And I'll give you high fives along the way. You know, like let's make a game out of this.
It's an easy thing to do, man. Like people, and I've been guilty of it. Like I was working from home for several months and watching the kids.
That's hard.
Dude, that's probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
It's almost impossible, 'cause especially going in the thought of like turn on the TV and you do your thing while I work.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like
it doesn't work.
No, you're going to turn on the TV and then they're going to come back in there in 5 minutes. Oh, I need a drink. 5 minutes more. Oh, I need a snack. 5 minutes more. Oh, I pooped. 5 minutes more. Oh, I need the channel changed. It's like you can't be productive at home watching kids. You can't. And I finally had to talk to my wife. I'm like, if this is going to succeed, I can't be doing it like this. I have to have a space away. Not that I have to be away from the kids, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Like,
or we have to alternate. Somebody has to have a block.
Well, and part of it for her is she was just getting back into a corporate job, so it was like I was trying to make that sacrifice of like, okay, you go do what you got to do. She was very nervous because it was a higher up position. It's like, don't worry about anything here. I'm gonna lock this down. You focus on you and your career right now. Go do what you got to do. And it affected my career in a little bit because it was obviously I couldn't do everything I needed to do to make sure we were getting jobs or jobs were getting jobs.
Oh man, I relate.
Like it was tough. And if I had to go to a job site, like, do I take the kids with me?
Load up the kids, man. Like, you ain't got a choice.
Can't do that.
But you can't get them. You can't get out on a job site and leave them in the car.
Right.
During the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough thing. So it was like,
what do you do? Turn down the client?
Yeah.
You tell them no, you can't show up to fix an issue. Like,
yeah.
I mean, do you leave the kids home alone at 1 and 3?
Yeah. So it's a tough thing. We've never,
No.
We've done really well, I think, about the technology aspect. We haven't
Yeah.
really introduced like the iPad too much. We've done it on like, say we're driving a long road trip or something. Okay, I'll turn
That's
it on.
different.
Yeah. I don't want you back there screaming for 3 hours while we drive. I don't want that.
We have an 8-hour road trip to Galveston in September.
Have you thought about flying? Honestly?
Yo, I'm not spending $2,000 to fly round trip to Galveston. Like, we're gonna figure it out.
We went to Panama City Beach 2 years ago, I guess it would be. And I was thinking the same thing. I was like, prices are probably going to be stupid high. I think it wasn't even that much. It ended up being, of course, it might be different now. But I think it ended up being like $400 or $500 round trip for the 4 of us. It wasn't bad. And I really expected being on the plane with both of them just being chaos. And it really wasn't and it wasn't even a long flight, but.
Nobody threw up?
Nobody threw up. Like, nobody freaked out. There wasn't screaming. Sure, they're moving around and doing.
No blowouts at that time?
No blowouts. I mean, I think at one point in each flight, like, at least one of them fell asleep. So, like, that is ideal. That's what you want. It wasn't as bad as I expected.
Yeah.
So, at least think about it. I don't know what the prices look like to fly, but I think it was worth not being in the car for. That would have been a 16.5-hour drive. Like. Yeah, saved us a lot of time. Not so much money, but probably grief, at least.
Yeah.
Heartache.
Sure. Do you have an answer on yours?
Sure. Yeah. So happiness. What is happiness, and how can it be achieved? I think we both kind of touched on it a little bit already. I mean, happiness for me is. I found out that I'm really a people pleaser. I get happy when I make other people happy, which is weird. I think it's something I probably developed when I was growing up. As a kid, I wanted to be recognized, maybe not recognized, just noticed for like making my parents happy, making whoever's taking care of me happy, coaches happy, teachers happy, whatever. So I think it started at a young age, but I just really, I like seeing other people happy, kids, wife, clients, whatever it is. And I think I'm getting to the point where I feel like that's kind of why I was put here. Like that's why Cody is here. In a long time I thought it was the construction or, whatever. The construction's not the end of what I'm here for. And there's other things coming, and you'll see as we get into those too. But like, I think I'm here to make a difference in a lot of people's lives, and that's what brings me joy also. So like we touched on my kids running up to me at the end of the day every day. Doesn't matter how bad my day was. It could have been great. Could have been absolutely terrible. But I know whenever I see that, like that, there's no other feeling to describe that. Same thing when my wife walks through the door and, I see my kids running to her, or she's walking up to me with a smile on her face because she's had a good day at work. Like that makes me happy. I like making people happy. And I need to learn, I think, a little bit better how to make myself happy without making other people happy, maybe. But I don't think it's necessarily such a bad thing to say that. I think the world needs a lot more of that right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that make me happy, I guess. I mean, yours is a good answer.
Sure.
Cortados make me happy.
Yeah. Tacos make me happy. Taco Bell makes me happy.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one.
There's a lot of, I have a ton of happy moments, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we could have conversations about that all day too.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Happiness.
All right, Cody, man, this was good talks.
Yeah,
thanks for sharing some of the wealth of the nutritional knowledge and what you've been up to and what you've been working on. It's good to see you again. So,
yeah. I'll have to come back after I launch the next thing. There's some other stuff in the works, and I think I'm definitely going to want to jump on some podcasts to talk about that once it comes out, especially here in Tulsa.
Okay.
So we'll try.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah.
It'll be like maybe November or January.
You're scheduling that far out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good for you, dude.
Yep. So Michael Spurgeon's going to be back on in October.
Okay.
And then, and then in September, so it's November.
Cool, dude.
It's wild. Yeah, and then there's still like a list of like 60-some people that I haven't even looked at.
Jeez.
So
good for
it's
you.
interesting, though. I'd never expected it.
Well, and
So
I
I'm
think
just riding the wave with this thing, though. It's kind of almost just as it all just kind of happens, I don't know.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think people like talking about their story and themselves a lot anyways. I don't think you'll ever have trouble getting people in here. That's just human nature. They like to talk about what they're doing, what they're accomplishing.
Yeah, and I want to create a safe place to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So hopefully I've done that with you too. So
oh, yeah,
we
dude.
can sit here and
Comfortable.
just shoot the shit.
Yeah. I mean, just some guys talking in a room. Your office.
2 dudes 6 feet apart in a hot tub. Just kidding. Heard that?
We're not there yet.
Okay, just kidding. All right.
Cool.
All
dude.
right. Appreciate you, man. I'll see you guys next time.